You can put to the next dollar.
Okay, I see what's going on.
If you don't have it, then you
On the
say
bus.
you don't walk past and ignore when I'm talking to you.
I'm putting together a little lesson or whatever.
I'll have the police come up
And now
and take you
something's
off the
going
bus,
on,
buddy.
man. That's Satan, because everybody
That's
knows
not the
you
way
get
you
on
go
the
about
bus.
doing things. If you don't have it, then you say something. Just don't walk
Satan.
past and ignore man telling you your fear shot.
I mean, this is real deep.
Hey baby, let me take care of my business. Let me take care of this business.
Hey, boss man, I'll pay for him.
No, it's not about, hold on. It's not about the dollar, hold on.
Yes, it is.
Hold on. It's about principle.
Right, but then just pay
Okay.
for him, and it's done.
So-
I gotta go to court, man.
Just don't walk past me like that up here and it's
So
trying to
look,
take
this
you
is what we're gonna do.
That's not the way,
I'm
baby.
gonna
Don't
talk
have it,
about
reaction.
what's going on, even
That's
through
being
all of this.
disrespectful. And I don't want to tolerate it. It's
Basically,
not about the dollar. I give people
How do we
that
go to our
principle.
family and friends
I understand
when
that.
God reveals something
Don't
to
try to
us?
do it.
When God reveals something to
Nobody will
us
play it.
out of the Bible,
Don't play with me like that.
whether it's through studying or whether it's
Don't play with me. I
through
don't play with people like that. Certain principle involved.
street preaching. Like you will hear someone saying something to catch your ear, and the spirit will be like, wait, that makes sense. You want to look into the Bible and then you see it, and then it's just revealed to make you better. How do we go to family and friends or friends when something is being revealed to us, and how not to go to them? Now, of course, we got certain scriptures, like we got Ezekiel, where to tell us in chapter 33, hey, you see a sword coming on the land, tell the people of their sins. And if they take heed to it, then you save them. If they don't take heed to it, and the sword comes, the blood is on their hands because they heard it coming and they didn't come. However, if you don't say anything at all, and the sword comes, the blood is in your hands. So that automatically just hits on like, whoa, I don't want to be one of the ones that sat back and knew I could have did something, but I didn't do it. And that is why a lot of people go out and they want to tell family and friends immediately, hey, look, this is what, this is that. This is a sin that you're doing. Then you got Titus chapter 3, verse 10. Warn a person twice. After that, have nothing to do with them. But it's just the way Christ said to do it. Because remember, we are the light to the world. A light cannot be hidden. So the moment that you shun away somebody, that's hiding your light from them. And we gotta realize a light is a light. We have to look at what a light does and how the human body even accepts light. Just regular living tells us how our bodies react to light. So basically, how did Christ do it? We gotta look. Christ was the Alpha and Omega. Revelations 1 verse 10 tell us that. I'm gonna go to some scripture to show. And I got my Bible right here. So if anyone has their Bible, they can follow along. And I knew something was up earlier today because usually I wait at the bus stop and the bus don't come this early. The bus come at like 2:30, something like that. The bus came at 2:20 when I got into going to put this together. So it told me something, but I ain't gonna take it no other way. But man, that's the most. That's how you know he's working. He's in the midst. So let's go. So Mark chapter 3. What happened? You can see here, okay, there it goes. Verse 20, and I'm going on to verse 21. It says, and a multitude coming together again, so that they could not so much as eat bread. And when his friends heard of it, they went out and laid hold of him, for they said, he is beside himself. So they looking at it, they said, and okay, look. That this is going on too long. It was okay. We thought it was a phase, but no. Like you're going crazy. You're going insane. You need to stop. You need to shut up with this whole mess. You're making a scene. This is his friends coming at him like this. His family coming at him like this. Like, yo, man, like we tried to tell him to stop a long time ago, but he keeps going on. He's crazy. Most of us, most of you, are dealing with that. People call him crazy and everything like that. This is what the Messiah went through. So we're no better than him. The student's not better than the teacher. He's going through it. We're going to go through it too. But that's not the point of this, that we're crazy. I'm just showing that he went through the same thing. There's multiple scriptures where, let's get Luke chapter 4. Where he says, a prophet. Where is it? Okay, verse 24. Luke chapter 4, verse 24. Verily I say unto you, no prophet is accepted in his own country. So, where you're known at, where you're from, where people know you growing up. Anytime you have any kind of fame known by you before you come to this world, you're not gonna, it's just people, period. Like, you're not gonna get honor in that place. Not saying that people just doing it because it's you, oh man, because of him I'm gonna do it. No, or because of her I'm gonna do it. No. It could be a sister, it could be anybody. You could be the one disagreeing with somebody when it comes to scripture, but no sooner as you wake up, you see it, people gonna do the same thing to you because it's where you're known. Most of the Messiah's miracles was known in other countries, in other places. It was not known in his home place because they wouldn't have accepted it. That's just scripture. And he said most of that in Luke. Luke chapter 4, he mentioned all the places where God was known and magnified, except for the place where Elijah actually was, where
I'm going to the beach.
Where stuff happened for the Syrian.
You'll have to wait for the next one.
All of that. So these things are happening like that because that's where they're known at.
Now work it.
Get the other scripture right here. Boom. Here it is. Matthew chapter 13, verse 53. Now remember, he was the Alpha and Omega. You see Christ walks his works many times. You see him in the Old Testament. He was there in Genesis 18, verse 1 to 8. He was there with Abraham. He was there in Exodus chapter 17, verse 1 to 7 with Moses. He was there inside 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 8 to, I think, most of all of that. When he was showing Elijah, like, here, God is in the mountain. So he was always there. So he was the Alpha and the Omega. He was the beginning. He was there in the beginning. He was the light created on the first day. And Genesis 1 verse 3, and he's the end. He's there in the future. Isaiah, Ezekiel, even Jeremiah has prophecies where Christ, even Daniel has prophecies with Christ coming back at the end time. So he was always there. Thing is, here he's going to his people, Alpha and Omega. Now none of us is there in the beginning, but look at this, Alpha and Omega. This is Matthew chapter 13 verse 53. And it came to pass that when Jesus, I'm gonna call it Jesus, you know, in the Hebrew it's Yeshua, in the English it's Joshua, but just for all sake of term, go by the Greek for what it says. Jesus, until someone else look it up to see exactly what it is. It's always that option to look things up and see what it is, but that's not what we're standing at. We're standing on the fact of, you know, how do we come to our people when something to be good for us. So it came to pass that when Jesus had finished these parables, he departed thence, and when he was come to his own country, and taught them in their synagogue, insomuch that they were astonished, and said, whence had this man this wisdom and these mighty works? So they see he's doing works, so they see he's talking with wisdom out of the scripts. Now look at this. Is not this the carpenter's son? So they're like, ain't this Joseph's son? Is not his mother called Mary? And his brothers, James and Joseph, Simon and Judas? And his sisters, are they not all with us? Whence then had this man all these things? And they were offended in him. So you see it right there. There it is. He's doing miracles just like he did in Syria, just like he did in all the other places. But they're like, hey, ain't that Joseph's son? Man, that's what's his name, brother. Remember that time he did? So that's where they stopped. Now they're offended because what he's saying is hitting home, and they can't accept it because it's coming from him. And what did he say? He said unto them, a prophet is not without honor. So a prophet, when you do a prophecy or you heal someone something, you get your honor. But he says, save in his own country and in his own house. I mean, a place where people know him and his own family. That is where he's not with honor. Now it's offending because he has a reputation. They know him. Verse 58. And he did not many mighty works there because of their unbelief. All the Alpha and Omega, all of being with the prophets, they didn't believe because they knew him. Now, if they did that to him, what would they do to us? See, this is why it's so hard for us to go to our people. Now, how did Christ tell us to go to our people? Remember, Christ said, we're the lights for the world. A light doesn't always have to go ahead telling people their sins, telling them who they are, and bringing them to the light. A lot of times, people just think about light itself. When you're in darkness, right, what's most of us are, when someone just throw light on you, you just accept it. I mean, anybody who's out there, have you ever been asleep? Now, sleep is the most time you're in darkness because your eyes are closed. You're mostly in darkness. If you ever had someone just open the blinds on you and wake you up, you go to shut your eyes. Wow, man, cut the light off, man. Or shut the blinds. I don't know. You're doing all this because you want to go back in darkness. That's just a natural human reaction. You're not used to this. This light, all this light being brought at you, concentrated at once. You can't accept that. You walk away from it. Nah, I'm not gonna take that light today. Nah, I'm good. I'm good with my life. I'm great. It's a difference between someone just throwing light at you, just overwhelming you with light, or even presenting light at you at a time when you're in dark. Now that's different. Now when it says be a light to the world, and it says you are the light, you're the children of the light, our lives have to be mimicking Christ, meaning that we have to be light. We have to show that love to our neighbors. We have to give to the poor. We have to pray for those that persecute us, bless those that curse us. We have to pray consistently. And God will have us have a life to when people that's in darkness is going to see it. And they're going to, a lot of people don't want to be in darkness. They're going to either do two things. They're either going to go towards the light or they're going to reject it. Like what it's saying in Isaiah chapter 60. It says that, Isaiah 60, arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen among them. And the Gentiles shall come to that light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Now, it's pretty much, let's look at it like this. You're in darkness, but you're looking for light. It's a little different than when someone just throwing light on you, ain't it? Someone throwing light on you, you're like, dang, I can't take this. But if you're in darkness and you're just looking for light, like, yeah, you're like, I need to see where I'm going. You know, I keep bumping against something that keeps scratching my arm. It keeps cutting my arm, or something keeps hitting my face real hard, and I keep running into it because I can't see. I need light. And then you have that person cut on that little light. You see that light at the end of the tunnel. You're like, you know what? That's the light I need to see what's going on. When they're putting on that light, you're accepting it because it's a light that you need to actually see what's going on around you, what's going on in your life, what's going on, like as far as getting better, anything. You need this light to walk, you needed to look around, you need that light. So you're going to go towards that light. And that's how we have to be into our friends and family's life. We have to walk that light. We don't have to keep going to them. Because they'll see the difference in our lives and they're going to want to change their own lives to mimic what Christ has done. And what happens then? It quickens. Now it quickens the spirit, and the spirit wants to do more. And that's all we have to do. Even with us, some things we don't do. Because within rejecting our friends and family, now we have on a pride. So now we just threw in sin to replace the sin that we were trying to get away. We just added another sin. We don't have no love. Now we looking like the Pharisee that was praying, saying, I fast this amount and I'm not like other people are. We're not justified in that family. We're more justified when we get on that ground, we beat our chest and we can't even look up to the sky saying, I'm a sinner. That's what God is looking for. Those that admit their sins so that Christ can come through and yank off them chains. You know, he could take off every burden. Because remember, Christ said that his burden is light. And that's what we need. Because when we need it, when we live, when we walk like that, not holding people, not condemning people, not talking, not spiritually condemning people, because we ain't sitting here stoning nobody. We're not judgmental, not judging because we're not sitting there stoning someone again. But we're actually living a life to where they can change. Usually two things going to happen, like I say. Either they're going to want to do better for God, or they're gonna feel real uncomfortable and be like, you know what? I love you from a distance, but I can't be around you. And either those two are going to happen. They're going to be like, I'm tired of you always talking about this word. Or I don't like the way you live your life. They might move away. That's if they want to just stay in darkness. And St. John chapter 3 verse 19 talks about that. You know, they don't like the light because they're in darkness. You know, but that's going to be their choice. God always gives a choice. Now, why is this not taught a lot? Because usually what happens is, you know, a lot of people who teach us who we are or teach us, you know, what sin is, they don't tell us these things because what happens is they know about the bull strand alone. If you go ahead and teach someone, you'll be like a bull strand alone. But you gotta look. They're trying to get more people into their gathering. So of course, they're not going to teach it like that. Because what's going to happen? You're going to go to your friends or family. You know, and the example I use this is like, you're drinking lemonade, and you find out the owner has a little bit of lemon fabuloso in it, and you find that out. So you're like, whoa, I don't want to drink that lemonade no more. But what's even worse, your family and friends are drinking it. So now you're like, hey, I got to tell them, I don't want them drinking it. They're being poisoned. So of course, the main thought process is go to those family and friends. But throughout all this has been read, Christ did it different. Matter of fact, Mark chapter 6 tells us how Christ wanted us to go. Mark chapter 6, what it say? It says go by twos, but I want to get the address where he said go by twos. I think it's Mark chapter 3, where he told us go 2 by 2. I'll find it. Anybody knows it, that's good. Because I'm trying to find it right now where he said go 2 by 2. Okay, Mark chapter 6 verse 7, where it says, and he called unto them 12 and began to send them forth 2 by 2 and gave them power over unclean spirits. So he never said go alone. He said go 2 by 2. So that's what he said do. How you doing? Hey. So that's what he said do. So if we sit there, if we sit there going along, what's going to happen? Our family's going to reject it, and the people that's teaching us, not teaching us those things, are going to be like, you know, now we got more of a gathering because their family's not going to accept it. But guess what? We're on one accord. So you can always, bring the scripts to us. We're on one accord. So come to us. We'll accept you. We believe the same thing, don't we? We walk the same way, don't we? We're family and friends don't walk the same way you do that. You need to be around like-minded people, right? So come to us. But what happens when God put the Spirit on you? There's something that's being revealed through the scriptures, because you know Christ said He give us grace. So now Christ is giving us that grace. So now something's being brought out, and now here these people, they don't accept it now. So what happens? They say, yo, you teaching a different doctrine, and then they excommunicate you. So now you don't have your friends and your family, and now you don't have the people that was teaching you. Why? Because you decided not to put man first. You decided to put Christ first. And when that happened, now you've lost these people who just taught you to be just with them, one accord, and didn't teach you how your friends and family accept it. Now you don't have no one. So what happens with the people when they do that? They say, you know what? It's better I'll just be back in the world, man. I think I'll be back in the world. This is what happens. This is why Christ said, woe unto you hypocrites. You shut up the kingdom of heaven from people. How did you shut the kingdom of heaven up from people? First off, you didn't tell them what they needed to know about how to go with family and friends. Then you, who's supposed to be the authority, now excommunicate. Boom. Well, this is all I'm going to put through. And like I say, this is just a warning of just what to do and how to come to friends and family when God reveals something to you through either studying or through putting the Spirit on someone else. But that's all I have for today, and I love you all. May God bless you all, and I'm gonna just be honest, may Jesus lead your life, because your life is not going to be led without Christ. Trust me, there's something out there that Christ is going to take off of you, and you are going to give Him the best praise that no man can take credit for. That is what Christ is going to do, because He's our Messiah, He's our Savior, He saves us from our sins. He said, take His yoke, but it's not heavy. So, with that being said, may Christ stay in your life. Blessings.